Well, I mean, the first I would have liked to have the Robinson twins out here to make some shots. We didn't. Those guys,
Likewise, coach.
those,
Likewise.
those guys could really shoot. Hopefully, we can shoot better. You know, we're fortunate to win. You know, Wilmington's good. Obviously, Takayo's doing a great job. They got terrific players. It's hard. I mean, they had the highest net ranking in our league, for a reason. So we're fortunate. Probably having the extra game probably helped us. It's weird to think about. We got to turn around and play them tomorrow. But I am proud of our defense and our rebounding. That's something that's been a staple for us. We just got to get going. I think that the one thing that was good and bad, today was the first day. Gibson and Martin are our two most gifted guys, and today was the first day we've had them on the court together since November 27th. So that's good. The bad thing is you're playing against a really good team, so you got to figure out how to get some chemistry pretty quickly.
Pat, I was wondering if you could talk about Charles Thompson because, in the last 2 minutes, you tend to think, okay, Zane or Jason is going to step up, but he was the one that would defensively and offensively sort of cemented the win for you guys. What does it say about him to be able to step up in the last 2 minutes?
I mean, we're bringing him off the bench right now. That could change. He's really a starter. He's the hardest playing guy I've had in my 10 years here, and I think we've had some guys that play pretty hard. I mean, it's the same thing every day with that kid, Ed. I mean, he's a leader. He's got great parents. You get effort every day. If they were all like Charles, you wouldn't need coaches. I can tell you that.
Coach Victor and Solomon both, they combined for 20 points and I think like 16 rebounds tonight. I mean, well above their averages. Talk about the contributions you got from both of those guys tonight.
Yeah, they're both. I got to continue to play them more because they are good players, and you got to forget Solomon's coming off of sitting out with an injury. He's starting to really play well. I mean, really rebounding the ball well, and so is Vic. Vic's talented. He affects the game defensively. They went a little bit smaller late. But he's if we're going to get where we think we can get to, he's going to be a big piece of it. And we're trying to get those guys in a flow too. I mean, like I said, Vic hadn't played much in 2 years at USC, and then he sat out. And I'm proud of the way those two guys are working.
Speaking of Victor and Solomon and Charles, they all combined. I think you guys outscored UNCW maybe by 20 points in the paint. Is that something that you guys tried to take advantage of with those three guys?
Well, one, yeah, two, we needed to because we were 1 for 14 from the shooting the ball from the perimeter, and I think we're better than that. We just, like I said, a lot of it had to do with Wilmington too, though. They have great quickness and hand activity, and they switch a lot of screens, and hopefully we'll be able to kind of, I'd say that's more the fault of mine, like just getting our guys to understand some things that they're going to do defensively and us adapting to that. Hopefully we can do a little better job of that tomorrow.
Now, coach, with Sims, obviously, came in tonight averaging 19. He did score 19, but he was 3 for 14 from the field, and you guys got 3 straight stops on him at the end of the game. The mid post ISO, then he drove to the basket, missed the layup, then the step back 3 at the end. Talking about you guys' effort tonight, trying to slow him down and defend him tonight.
Yeah, he's a hard guy to slow down because he can shoot it, he can drive it. They move him around the floor, and he gets to the foul line. I mean, he's a first-team all-league guy. I was really proud of Demetrius Mims late. He did a great job for us defensively, and he's another guy that's been playing good as he gets more minutes. If we keep him out of foul trouble, he's a guy that he's still getting his feet wet. I think he's going to be a guy that can really help us.
Pat, can you also talk about how important Zane is to the offense? Because there was at one point where you took him out after his 4th foul, and the offense kind of seemed to maybe lag a little.
Yeah, I mean, we need Zane on the floor. He's talented, right? He can get fouled. He's going to make shots, Ed. He missed a few. He can play make. You can get a shot off any time. Obviously, it affected us, the other day not having him. So it's good. It's good to get him back and get him going.
This might have been asked at an earlier press conference, but obviously you guys lost Juwan Gray for the year. I'm talking about how that's going to affect you guys down the stretch. Obviously as a senior, as your captain. Obviously you guys got contributions from Charles Thompson and the Victor and Solomon as well. But talk about kind of his loss, how that's going to kind of affect you guys going forward.
Yeah, it hurts us a lot because he's a good player. He's a leader. He understands the system. He's a really intelligent guy. It makes us a little younger, so we need to play games. That's why we're trying to jam games in. So that's a really good question, so that we can try to get some experience and some flow and some chemistry. But yeah, his loss does hurt because of his last 2 games he had scored was like 16 a game for us. So yeah, it's my heart breaks for him because he's an awesome kid,
All right, sounds good, Pat.
Thanks, guys. Stay
Hey,
safe.
Coach. Thanks a
Thank
lot,
you.
Coach.
Oh yeah, Coach. Real quick before you head out, Charles had mentioned that in terms of getting back in the groove after the layoff, the conditioning sort of being the hardest part. Where you have these 3 games in 4 days, does it kind of help in terms of maybe ripping off the Band-Aid to a certain extent, almost like a tournament at Thanksgiving time where you would play 3 games kind of right in a row?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think we hope so. The problem is you're playing good conference teams, so if you drop one, it's tough. But when we've played so few games, we were like in the bottom 20 in the country in games played before Saturday. At some point, we got to play. Like mentally, it's been really hard on these guys, and I'm proud of them for hanging in there. But there's no experience like running up and down the court with the uniform on and the whistle. I mean, I'm sure Wilmington feels the same way today.
Charles, this is Ed Lee with the Baltimore Sun. Can you just comment how important or how significant was this win for you guys?
This is a really big win. We're coming again for the second time off a pause after not playing for a while. We failed at JMU, and now we're 1-1 in the conference. We told the talk was like in the locker room that whatever happened is the past. It doesn't matter right now. Our main focus is just winning in the conference, and yeah. I think somebody's on mute.
I got it. You Solomon and Victor played really well today. Obviously Juwan's out now with the torn Achilles. I mean, to talk about how you guys are gonna have to, try to keep carrying that load from the front court.
Well, as you saw today, Christopher, I don't know how to say his last name. We call him Chris B. Chris B, he's a freshman. He's getting a lot of minutes right now, so he's been playing really good in practice. Chris B is a great rebounder, so it really just adds to what we bring to the table. We're all good rebounders, and we're all good defenders. So losing Juan was really hurtful because he was our most versatile defender, in my opinion. He could guard the perimeter, the post, rebound. So now Chris B's coming in, to fill his spot and fill his void of defense and toughness.
Charles, in the last 95 seconds, you sank 4 of 6 free throws. You had a steal, 2 defensive rebounds. Is that what you're looking for yourself, to sort of be the catalyst towards the end?
Yes. My main focus this year is defense. I want to be able to anchor our defense and bring us out of tough situations. If we need to stop, then I want to be the guy that we can go to. If we need a big rebound, I want to be the guy that they can go to or who gets it.
Do you think you proved that, hey, this team is it has other weapons besides guys like Zane and Nicholas?
I would say we're all pretty much weapons, but guys know their roles and guys know what they're gonna do and where they get their shots and how they get their shots. So I feel like we proved that even if the ball doesn't fall for us, because Coach told us we were 1 for 14 from the 3-point line. So even if our shot doesn't drop, then our defense is something we can hang our hats on.
Yeah. Speaking of the defense, you guys held them to 35% from the field, but most notably at the end when they were trying to get to Sims at the end of the game, you guys had the mid-post ISO on the left. You guys were able to get a stop, and then the driving layup when he was down 2 when he was able to get at the end of the game as well. Talk about you guys' performance on that end of the ball, particularly at the end of the game, but I guess really throughout the whole game, to be honest.
Well, something we noticed after the game, Sims went 3 for 14 from the field, so we held him in good shooting, but he got so many free throws. He ended up with 19 points, and he didn't miss a free throw. I think, from what I've seen, it felt like he didn't miss a free throw. So we just got to make sure that we guard without fouling. We're doing a good job guarding. Now we just can't foul so much and keep him off the free throw line.
Obviously, this is you guys' second game after that long layoff. I mean, both teams kind of started a little slow from the floor. I mean, do you think that the layoff kind of contributed to you guys, so strong offensively?
I wouldn't say necessarily the layoff, but it's still. I'm gonna say it's young in the season, but it's young in the conference season. That's what we'll call it. It's kind of young in the conference season, so we're trying to find what things works early, and we're trying to find things that. How do I put this? We're trying to find things that'll be more fluid for our offense early, and so we can really get going sooner.
Tomorrow you're gonna play this team again. What are you guys gonna try to clean up tomorrow, going into that game?
I think our main thing will be fouls, and then guarding the 3-point, and then not guarding the 3-point line, knowing personnel. So as long as we keep them at the free throw line and we know our personnel and we bring the same energy that we brought in the second half to the whole game tomorrow, I think we should be fine.
Charles, like I said, you defensively, you stepped up towards the last 95 seconds. Do you think maybe the next step then is maybe to be more of an offensive threat, maybe take some threes?
I'm not too sure about that. We'll see what happens.
Thank you all.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Charles. Real quick before you take off. In terms of coming back from a layoff, what's the most difficult aspect? Is it something that's either like physical with like rhythm and timing on the shooting, or maybe like communication on defense? What's been kind of the biggest adjustment, do you feel like?
I think the largest adjustment is conditioning. It's always going to be conditioning. No matter how much you play and practice, live play, and you run up and down, the first 4 minutes of a basketball game are probably the most tiring minutes I've ever experienced. Just the intensity of the first 4 minutes and just running up and down and getting back on defense and talking, all that just combined, it's really exhausting and tiring. So I feel like that's probably the hardest part of coming back from a layoff.
Today you 14 points, 9 rebounds. Talk about the way that you were able to kind of impose your will down there on the way that you played tonight.
I was just building momentum from our practices like earlier this week and my game yesterday with the rebound, having 12 rebounds and stuff. I was just building momentum for that, and I was just crashing the board offensively and trying to help my teammate win, man, because we need to win.
It seemed like you, as well as your brother, were able to kind of take advantage of the lack of size. Their biggest player is only 6'7". How do you think that kind of affected you on offensive end? It seemed like you were able to get, a lot of putbacks, a lot of, easy lanes on duckings as well. Talk about how you guys were able to take advantage of some of their smaller players.
I felt like the game with UNCW, the good players and everything, but our size, we got bigger size, so it was wise for us to go inside and like play high low and stuff like game like that. And yeah, so high low was working for us. We took advantage of it. That actually helped us like with the momentum and stuff. And our guards were really good on the outside, getting the ball, passing, driving, stuff like that.
Solomon, Charles Thompson, I think for the year is a 50% free throw shooter, but he's saying 4 of 6 in the last 95 seconds. How happy were you for him as a player to sort of cement the win?
I was excited, man. When he was shooting the free throws and he made it, I was like, yeah, let's go. Like I was super excited for him. Yeah, that's my boy. I was excited for him.
Does that surprising to see that from him, or did you anticipate?
No, I know he's gonna make it because he practiced it he practiced it during practice, like during warm-ups, like he practiced the shot. It's not as if it's foreign for him. It's repetition. It's what he does. So it's like, yeah. So I knew he was gonna make it.
Now, obviously, you guys play the same team tomorrow. What do you think you guys are gonna have to focus on to kind of get another win tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Say that again.
I was saying you guys play the same team again tomorrow. So what do you think you guys are gonna have to do to make sure you guys, get two wins, tomorrow?
Tomorrow I just feel like the coaches are gonna come up with a game plan tomorrow, and we just gotta do what we do. With Towson basketball, we crash the basketball, we crash the board, we play defense, and offense take care of itself. So we're just gonna do what we do, and the coaches are gonna come up with a game plan. They haven't told us yet, but we're waiting for that.
Obviously, Juwan was a big loss to you guys, but you, Charles, as well as have stepped up pretty well in his absence. What do you guys looking to kind of bring to the table going forward to kind of pick up for that loss?
First of all, I'll just say, man, Juwan injury was like a great loss for the team and like for everybody. Like we really with him, and like we hope he recovers like quickly. But yeah, we losing Juwan in that sense actually made guys be like, yeah, we gotta step up because we want to win. Everybody want to win. So now we gotta bring something to the table. So like our coaches usually say like, what are you gonna bring to the cookout? So what are you gonna? So you gotta bring different stuff to the cookout. So yeah, so I just feel like guys are getting into the groove of the game. Even though we got shut down, guys are getting into the groove of the game. Guys are like now doing what they do best in the game. So that's actually like producing like a win for us and stuff like that.
And what are you bringing in the cookout?
I mean, I just feel my thing is just rebound, and I gotta like defend. I gotta really like defend the ball, and offense is gonna take care of itself because if I get offensive rebound, I'm definitely gonna put it back and I'm gonna make it. And in the post, I'm definitely gonna I'm bucking in the post. So it's like yeah.
First of all, good win today. Obviously, you guys were able to come in and get a win over a good UNC Wilmington team. Started a little bit slow offensively, but then we're able to kind of get going later on in the game. What do you think was working for you guys on the offensive end tonight? Obviously, second half, you guys were able to kind of score a little bit easier. You were able to get in the flow yourself. What do you think was working for you guys on the offensive end tonight?
Just taking advantage of the mismatches. Trusting guys to make plays for other guys if they have a mismatch. And we was making the right plays down the end of the game there, and we just closed it out the right way.
Now, obviously, their leading scorer, Sims, obviously, he shot 3 of 14 from the field tonight. So talk about, you guys' effort on the defensive end, specifically, obviously, the guards who were, out there guarding him tonight.
It was big for us. I guarded him throughout the whole game. That's why I kind of picked up 4 fouls. And we are a team at the end of the day, and Mims was able to guard him late at the end of the game. It was just a team effort, to kind of slow him down.
Zane, when opponents scout Towson, they're probably scouting you and Nicholas. Was it surprising to see the way Charles played at the end, sort of cementing the win for you guys?
I'm not surprised by Charles' play at the end. He's an everyday guy. He comes in and busts his butt every day, to get better. So I wasn't surprised by this. We should see more games like this from Charles. So.
Solomon and Victor both played extremely well tonight. They doubled their averages scoring and rebounding the ball. I mean, talk about the way that those guys kind of played down there in the low post tonight.
They was big for us. Our level of concentration and our preparation before the game, everyone was locked in, and we took advantage of every mismatch we had out there. And Solo and Vic did a great job today.
Now, Coach kind of spoke to this earlier, but he said this is the first time since like November that you and Jason had on the court together, and you guys just lost Jawan. You guys have been shut down twice. Kind of talk about how challenging it's been for you guys to get into a rhythm, with guys being in and out of the lineup, and then with the shutdown and everything.
Man, it's so hard. It's so hard. With these times us getting shut down. I think it's probably like our 3rd game in like 2 months. So like it's just hard. But we gotta. At the end of the day, everybody's going through the same stuff as us, so we just got to come in locked in and just try to get better with every chance we get.
Now, tomorrow you guys are playing the same team. If you had to focus on one thing and try to clean up, what would that be?
Probably just taking better shots, finding guys, in certain spots. And that'd be all, I feel like we took care of the ball for the most part the second half. We were really, really good defensively. Just make sure we coming in with the same level of concentration and making sure we prepared.